against a police state, against racist intersectionality, against political correctness, against mob rule, against the racist socialist left, against the victimhood liars. The idiots have been in charge way too long. And that's why you're here. For the podcast you need. All for liberty all the time. Welcome to Liberty Bites Back. With your host, Brandon Amore.
Who wins? Who's always won? The culture clash. The culture war is real. I have talked about it. I even have a playlist explaining the culture war and how racists have infiltrated the ideology of social justice. I also have a documentary for educational purposes, The Culture War. Be woke about the woke. Now, welcome to the 7th episode of Liberty Bites Back. Today, the biggest story is the Battle of Kenosha. Who won? And does this story and Biden's email scandal prove that we are back in the dark ages? The Battle of Kenosha happened during the Kenosha unrest of 2020. The unrest began on the August 23rd. Trolley cars lit on fire. Riots. The riots are clear. The mobs of fire, destroying off their emotionalism. The unresters' conscience completely dismantled. Their conscience was not seen. These are rioters. Their groupthink, their subversion of reality, has created the man and the woman of aggression. Their rage, they're flaming literally, and flaming in their rage of a lie, a misconstrued belief. Burning their city down won't help them. The victim's mom said to stop the riots and rampage. Many others called to defend their businesses and home. A Illinois living 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, who was a lifeguard and worked in Kenosha, was asked, "Will you help defend?" We all ask, when it comes to where you work and where you live, will you help defend? We can see the defense was not the start of the issues. The clear issues are burning and destroying businesses. 2020 has been ruled by paranoia, riots, fires, and unrest. All of these corporate medias help the riots, the paranoia, and the unrest, and let it flood our streets in the United States. Residential areas destroyed. Cities like Minneapolis burned to the ground. Looting being promoted as a need. The lawless and the unstructuring of our society has been exposed. All while social justice warriors and political correct pawns are using racist subversion to delude the progress, freedom, and liberty of our nation. We also now have them destroying it overall, instead of just a subversion. We find the left lost on what is happening, as they ignore all bad actors around them. The focus on one lifeguard, the Kenosha kid, Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse got a gun from a friend to watch over Kenosha at night during the riots. To protect a business. Kyle lived in Illinois, 20 minutes from Kenosha, where he worked. He agreed, and even with his training of being a medic, he became one of the medics to the protesters even. He did not care if free speech was their reason. That is fine. But he was allowing property destruction. The burning of Kenosha just happened the day earlier, when riots rampaged throughout the city. Kyle Rittenhouse on the 25th of August was putting fires out, with his gun in one hand and a fire extinguisher in the other. He was trying to help, his medic bag on his shoulder. He looks for begging and harmed protesters to aid. The police were pushing the protesters into the business areas where the militia-like casuals were. Earlier in the day, the police even said to them, "We appreciate you being here." But then they pushed the protesters there? Was the police not thinking? Why would you push the rioters into an area where people are armed to stop the rioters? Why would you push the rioters into an area where people are armed to stop the rioters? It sounds like the inevitable happened. A mad excuse where the real questions are not answered, but where we just have more questions. Now, the Battle of Kenosha. Who won? Well, 2 Black Lives Matter rioters shot and killed in the unrest. Leftists threatened to publish police names. One was shot in the chest, another shot in the heart. After looting, businesses and homes burned to the ashes. Black Lives Matter aimed guns at police, and people have now took to their own defense. These don't seem to be the riots and unrests anymore. These were scenes of war in the Battle of Kenosha. In our current sphere of information, you may wonder what does this mean? What do you mean? Who took care of the riots? And what I mean there is, you might be wondering, well, what do you mean somebody won Kenosha? Somebody won. Who took care of the riots? Who got rid of the riots in Kenosha? Can you guess? Donald Trump. The President of the United States will be known for stopping the uprising, as it's way more the word to use for this faction than calling it unrest. The corporate minds, the corporate media, the political correct that are so gone into the ideology are the ones doing the mindless games, going along with this. Or you just have your almost libertarian sounding lefties also joining Antifa to, who knows, the BLM mantle, joining the mobs of the left because they agree with them just on one topic. Why would you join with these people that are burning down cities? Kenosha was saved, not by the left, not by the corporate media. It was a physical victory of Donald Trump in the literal war of our culture. The charges that are now on the initial first shot in Kenosha now proves Kyle Rittenhouse only shot in self-defense. But did he win? Donald Trump won. Kyle survived. And thankfully, he only harmed who was aiming at him with aggression. The Kenosha kid was clearly self-defense. Donald Trump clearly stopped the riots. Wisconsin had seen flames erupt in the rage of the corporate media-induced riots. Will they be held accountable? Their words became real violence. But they will probably never even admit it. Just like their peaceful protest lie that they always said. The corporate press has lost. They have been losing. And they always will lose. Black Lives Matter leftist was arrested in Kenosha due to the Battle of Kenosha. The night Kyle Rittenhouse was arrested after acting in self-defense. Now, the censorship around the Battle of Kenosha is clear. Well, first off, around Kyle Rittenhouse, it's a lot. But the real story is also lost. What happened in the Battle of Kenosha? Now, Lynn Wood is defending Kyle Rittenhouse after GoFundMe takes clear ideological sides and took down his GoFundMe. The conservative journalist was suspended for defending the Kenosha kid, Kyle Rittenhouse. Read the articles. Well, the good ones anyway. Conservative journalists were suspended for defending the Kenosha kid while they also allow Antifa granted immunity at the same time. Twitter suspended Cassandra Fairbanks temporarily for defending Kyle Rittenhouse, who is defending himself. A clear self-defense case. GoFundMe took down Kyle's fundraiser, but has allowed the felon who was about to shoot him in the head to gather in his cash. Kyle Rittenhouse was defending himself, but the leftist mobs demand Tucker Carlson to be fired for defending self-defense? The persecution against Kyle Rittenhouse is undoubtedly unjust. It is clear from the video evidence he acted in self-defense and being aggressively chased by violent socialist, crazy people. He never even shot the first shot, but instead shot after another perpetrator shot towards him. Kyle Rittenhouse proved to be a self-defense hero, even by the New York Times. And Facebook banned supporting Kyle Rittenhouse, but Kyle Rittenhouse was acting in self-defense at the Battle of Kenosha. Kyle Rittenhouse was asked by business owners to watch the businesses during the riots that occurred in the night in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He worked in Kenosha as a lifeguard. He rendered aid to protesters and rioters when they got hurt. But Black Lives Matter rioters attacked him, and he defended himself. So they hang him out to dry. Censorship is getting bad, folks. Even censorship surrounding the 2020 election. Without freedom of speech, there is no liberty. Freedom of speech is one inalienable right that every human is born with. And Twitter's Jack Dorsey made excuses for censoring the Hunter Biden email bombshell. Twitter, where they censor the US president, his press secretary, and the oldest newspaper in America that was founded by Alexander Hamilton. Suppressing the New York Post as the Biden email leak crashes around us causes the tech giants to censor anyone to help Joe Biden? That's right, they're even helping Joe Biden by censoring people talking about the issues. But even beyond censoring alone, reporting facts itself is falling to the wayside, as it's becoming the most dangerous job, as rioters will attack you, people threaten you. This is our first election of seeing the sitting president get censored, his secretary being suspended, and our oldest newspaper being throttled. Reporting needs to become legal again. Now, topics that have been selected for the October 22nd presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden have been released. Kristen Walker, an NBC anchor, will serve as the moderator. The topics include fighting COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. The Commission of Presidential Debates is hoping to actually give us a show this time, after failing during the day of the 2 town halls. C-SPAN suspended Scully after he admits that he lied about getting hacked after he was caught tweeting to the Trump haters. The moderator cost us the debate, but we did get 2 town halls instead. But the Council of Presidential Debates, they failed to do their one purpose of the debates in 2020, ignoring the higher independent moderators, to not even scheduling and directing a debate before this year's election. They are planning to do a debate next week, but we can see the track record so far on how terrible they do their jobs. When you fail at your one purpose, you get fired. Do you not? They are planning to do the debate the next week. But their choices and moderators is a big thing, too. Because Chris Wallace in the first debate was debating Donald Trump himself at times. C-SPAN Scully, who is set to be the second debate moderator in 2020 presidential debates. But then a scandal broke that he was getting information from anti-Trump wings on what to ask Donald Trump. After this broke, Scully blamed being hacked. But now, he is singing a different tune. Oh, he lied. He did it. He was not hacked. He did it. And he created the night of 2 town halls. And Donald Trump won the debate against his town hall moderator. And Joe Biden, he just fell apart at his town hall. Donald Trump won the ratings game. And Donald Trump even won the debate against his own moderator at the town hall. The Trump town hall proved that journalism is dead. Journalism is not you yelling at Trump nearly the entire time. That is exactly what happened at his town hall. He is always giving us way more hope. Donald Trump, he says, get out and vote. I won't lock down, as he understands the liberty spirit that is striving near the COVID-19 disorder. But we have communists attacking statues of Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt in Portland, Oregon. We have buildings and communities up in smoke. We are in a disaster. This disaster is found in the Council of Presidential Debates in the Democrats. The journalism that is dead. They are all the establishment. Both candidates received questions from viewers, though. Trump's event, which was hosted by NBC's Savannah Guthrie from Miami, was met with conflicting reviews. As the president, even himself, experienced one of the most aggressive interviews during his presidency, while Biden's event was seen as a soft in comparison. NBC is an interrogation. NBC is a picnic, former White House press secretary and Fox News contributor Ari Fletcher said in a tweet Thursday night. Donald Trump announced the town hall as, I will be going to a major fake NBC News town hall forum, live tonight from Miami at 8 p.m. They asked me to do it in place of the rigged Steve Scully. He is now suspended from C-SPAN for lying debate. I wonder if they'll treat me as well as Sleepy Joe. They should. And that's just hilarious. I love how Trump just calls people out. But the second and the final debate before the election day is scheduled at 9 p.m. on October 22nd from Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. I do want to go ahead and thank you for watching Liberty Bites Back. Peace.